Have you ever felt like a man sees you as an option, not a priority? Like he enjoys your presence but never chooses you fully? If you've ever been in that position, I need you to hear this. You are not here to beg for attention. You are not here to fight for scraps of love. You are here to be valued, respected, and treated like a woman of high worth. And let's be clear, this is not about pretending, playing games, or manipulating anyone. It's about understanding the psychology of attraction and respect. It's about learning the behaviors, boundaries, and mindset shifts that make people see you as someone they cannot ignore. Because here's the truth. Some women are remembered and prioritized, while others get forgotten and replaced. What's the difference? It's not looks, it's not money, and it's not luck. It's the way they carry themselves, the energy they project, and the standards they enforce. In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 psychological keys that will completely change the way men see you. Keys that will stop you from ever being treated as just an option, and instead position you as a woman who is a privilege to know, a woman who leaves a lasting mark. If you're ready to raise your standards, protect your peace, and finally be seen as a luxury, not a backup plan, let's dive right in. The first key is simple, but it's one of the most powerful. Have a life that excites you, independent of him. Here's why this matters. Many women fall into the trap of making a man their entire world. They wait for his texts, cancel their own plans, and feel bored when he's not around. The problem? That kind of energy signals neediness. It tells him you're dependent on him for your happiness, and nothing kills attraction faster than that. Now, contrast that with a woman who has her own passions, her own goals, and her own circle of friends. She isn't sitting around waiting. She's busy living. She invests in her health, her career, her hobbies. She plans trips, learns new skills, and builds her future. That energy is magnetic. Men notice it immediately. They realize you're not looking for someone to complete you. You're already complete. What you want is a partner, not a savior. And here's the bonus. When you live this way, you protect yourself from unhealthy attachment. You don't fall apart if he doesn't call. You don't lose yourself in the relationship. You're centered. That confidence shows up in the way you talk, walk, and make decisions. So ask yourself, do I have a life that excites me outside of my relationship? If the answer is no, start today. Sign up for that class, go on that trip, commit to your fitness, read that book, fill your days with growth and joy. Because when you're genuinely fulfilled on your own, you stop chasing love, and love starts chasing you. The second key is mastering the power of mystery. We live in a world where oversharing is the norm. Social media, endless selfies, long text messages explaining every detail of your day. It's too much. When you give everything away instantly, there's nothing left to discover. And when there's nothing to discover, interest fades. Think about it. What captures attention in a book, a movie, or even a person? Curiosity, the unknown, the little things that make you want to know more. That's exactly why mystery is powerful in relationships. Mystery does not mean playing games. It does not mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means respecting yourself enough not to expose your entire soul to someone who hasn't earned that level of access yet. A woman who holds some of her story back, who doesn't feel the need to explain every wound or justify every choice, creates a sense of depth. She makes a man lean in, listen closer, and wonder, what else is there to learn about her? That's where real attraction starts. So how do you practice this? Stop rushing to explain your past to every new guy. Don't overshare on social media. Learn the art of silence. Sometimes saying less is more. Share deeper parts of yourself only when real trust is built. When you do this, you stop being predictable. You stop being easy to figure out. Instead, you become someone unforgettable. Someone he keeps thinking about even when you're not around. And here's the truth. People value what requires effort. If he has to invest time and attention to truly know you, he will never take you for granted. The third key is presence and energy. Most women are taught to focus only on looks, makeup, outfits, hair, nails. While appearance matters, it's not the main factor that makes you unforgettable. Presence and energy have a stronger impact than beauty alone. Think about it. You've probably met someone who wasn't the most attractive person in the room, but the way they carried themselves made them stand out. They walked with confidence, made eye contact, and spoke with calm authority. That is presence. Presence is not about being loud, aggressive, or constantly seeking attention. It's about quiet confidence. It's the way you sit, the way you walk into a room, the way you hold eye contact without shrinking. A woman who believes she is enough doesn't need to prove it. She radiates it. Energy also plays a massive role. People can feel it before you even say a word. If your energy comes from insecurity, people sense it. If it comes from self-respect and calm strength, they sense that too. Here's a practical example. Imagine you walk into a meeting at work. One woman enters nervously, shoulders down, avoiding eye contact. Another woman walks in with her back straight, a calm smile, and controlled movements. Even if both say the exact same thing, the second one will be taken more seriously. Why? Because her presence commands respect. Or picture a date. A woman who fidgets, laughs nervously, and talks too fast signals insecurity. But a woman who sits comfortably, makes eye contact, and speaks at her own pace communicates value. So train yourself daily. Practice posture in the mirror. Slow down your voice and use pauses. Choose to radiate calm, not anxiety. Remember, designer clothes can't cover insecurity, but confidence and presence can make even the simplest outfit look like luxury. The fourth key is learning to say no without guilt. Many women struggle with this. They agree to things they don't want, they accept behavior they dislike, and they stay silent to avoid conflict. But every time you say yes when you really mean no, you send a silent message. My boundaries don't matter, and here's the truth. If you don't respect your own limits, no one else will. Men often test boundaries, sometimes without even realizing it. They want to see how far they can go, how much you'll accept, and whether you'll stand firm. If you always give in, you're teaching him that your peace and comfort are negotiable. And once someone believes that, they stop valuing you. Saying no is not about being rude, cold, or dramatic. It's about clarity. It's about showing that you know your worth and you won't settle for less. A calm, confident no is more powerful than 1,000 explanations. Practical examples in relationships. If he cancels last minute and expects you to be okay with it, say, "No, that doesn't work for me." If he pressures you for something you don't want, respond, "No, I'm not interested in that." But this applies outside of dating too. At work, if a colleague tries to dump tasks on you, say, "No, I already have my responsibilities." With family, if relatives demand your time in ways that drain you, say, "No, that's not possible right now." With friends, if someone disrespects your boundaries, affirm, "No, I'm not okay with that," protects your peace. Here's the magic. A man who respects you will admire this, and a man who doesn't respect you will walk away, which is a win for you. Remember this, saying no doesn't make you lose someone. It makes you gain yourself. And when you choose yourself, the right people will choose you too. The fifth key is to stop reacting and start responding. Immature men, or men who are used to control, will often test you emotionally. They might say something hurtful, disappear for a few days, ignore your messages on purpose, or even do things just to see how you'll react. Why? Because your reaction tells them how much power they have over you. If you explode in anger, beg for attention, or chase after them, you've given them control. You're showing that their behavior dictates your emotions, and once they know that, they'll keep using it. But here's the truth. A woman who stays calm under pressure is unshakable. Instead of reacting instantly, she takes a breath, thinks clearly, and decides how to respond, or whether to respond at all. That is where your power lies. Not everything deserves a response. Silence can be stronger than any argument. Ignoring a late-night hate text sends a clearer message than paragraphs of frustration. Walking away with dignity shows more strength than begging for attention. Practical tips: if he disappears, don't chase. Let him feel your absence. If he provokes you with words, stay calm and respond only if it adds value. If he tries to get under your skin, smile and stay unmoved. This isn't about being cold. It's about protecting your peace. Your calmness forces people to respect you because you're not easily manipulated. Remember, luxury doesn't beg, doesn't panic, and doesn't react to every little thing. Luxury remains steady, and that's exactly how you need to carry yourself. When you master the art of responding instead of reacting, you set the tone. I control my emotions, and no one else does. The sixth key is simple but often ignored. Be missed, not always available. Here's the truth. When something is always available, people take it for granted. It's human psychology. The more rare and valuable something feels, the more people want it. The same applies to you. If you're always answering instantly, always free when he calls, always ready to drop your life for him, you're not being seen as a priority. You're being seen as convenient. And convenience is not the same as value. This doesn't mean you should play games or intentionally ignore him. It means you should have a life so full that you're not always accessible. It means you don't stop your plans, your hobbies, or your routines every time he shows up. When you're occasionally unavailable, because you're at the gym, out with friends, working on your goals, he starts to feel your absence. He begins to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and how he can fit into your world. That curiosity creates desire. Think about it like this. If someone texts you at 2 a.m. and you reply immediately every time, they'll assume you're always waiting. But if you respond later, on your own schedule, they understand you have priorities beyond them. Practical tips: don't cancel your commitments for him. Take time to reply when you're genuinely busy. Keep investing in your passions so your life doesn't revolve around him. When your presence becomes a privilege instead of a guarantee, people respect it more. He should feel lucky to get your time, not entitled to it. Remember this: the goal isn't to be constantly available, it's to be unforgettable when you are present. The seventh key is to watch your self-talk and the language you use about yourself. What you say about yourself, out loud or even as a joke, teaches people how to treat you. If you constantly put yourself down, minimize your value, or speak as if you're too difficult or not good enough, people will start believing you. Worse, you'll start believing it too. Words matter. Your language creates your energy, and your energy creates your reality. A woman who constantly says, "I'm hard to love," or "I always get treated badly," is programming her mind, and others, to see her as less worthy. On the other hand, a woman who speaks with respect about herself sets the tone for everyone around her. When you say, "I know my value," "I don't accept less than I deserve," people listen. They see you as confident, grounded, and self-aware. This doesn't mean being arrogant. It means being conscious of the story you're telling yourself and others. Practical shifts. Instead of saying, "I'm complicated," say, "I'm deep." Instead of, "I'm too much," say, "I bring passion and energy." Instead of, "I'm always unlucky in love," say, "I've learned from the past, and I know what I want now." These small changes transform how you feel and how others perceive you. Remember this: confidence isn't just shown in posture or tone, it's embedded in the words you choose. Speak like a woman who respects herself, and others will follow. When your language reflects self-worth, you don't have to convince anyone of your value. They will feel it every time you speak. The eighth key is this: you also choose. Too many women act like relationships are about being selected, as if the man is the prize and she just has to wait to be picked. That mindset kills your power. You're not on display waiting for approval. You're not auditioning for love. You're evaluating him just as much as he's evaluating you. Here's the truth. A healthy relationship is not one-sided. It's a partnership between two people who both choose each other with awareness and respect. When you focus only on, does he like me? You lose perspective. The better question is, do I even like him? Does he treat me with respect? Does he add to my life or drain it? You need to look beyond attraction and chemistry. Pay attention to his values, his actions, and how he behaves when he has nothing to gain. Does he keep his word? Does he respect your time? Does he support your growth, or does he hold you back? Practical mindset shifts. Instead of asking, am I good enough for him? Ask, is he aligned with the kind of life I want? Instead of worrying if he will commit, ask, is this someone worth committing to? When you start choosing from a place of dignity, you raise the bar. The right man won't be scared by your standards. He'll rise to meet them. Remember this, you're not an option waiting to be chosen. You are a woman with the power to decide who gets access to you. And when you embrace that, you'll stop settling and start building real, equal connections. The 9th key is the most powerful of all. Love yourself so much that mediocrity becomes intolerable. When you truly value yourself, something shifts inside you. You stop accepting half-effort. You stop tolerating people who only show up when it's convenient. You stop making excuses for behavior that doesn't align with your worth. Self-love is not just a cute phrase. It's a filter. It protects you. It allows you to immediately recognize when someone is giving you less than you deserve. And once you've built that kind of self-respect, you won't even feel tempted to stay in situations that drain you. Think about it. When you treat yourself like a priority, the bare minimum doesn't feel attractive anymore. A man who texts you only when he's bored, a man who avoids commitment, or someone who keeps you in the shadows will instantly feel like a waste of time. Not because you're bitter, but because you're awake. Practical ways to strengthen this mindset. Pay attention to how people's actions make you feel. If you constantly feel anxious, ignored, or undervalued, that's a red flag. Write down your non-negotiables. When someone crosses them, don't justify. Walk away. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not drain you. Here's the truth. When you truly love yourself, you don't need to scream, beg, or prove your worth. You simply walk away from what doesn't serve you. That decision alone makes people realize your value. Remember this, luxury is never discounted. Real love requires real effort. And when you raise your standards through self-love, the wrong people fall away, and the right ones rise to meet you. So let's recap. We covered 9 powerful psychological keys that shift the way men see you. Build a life you love that isn't centered around him. Master the power of mystery. Strengthen your presence and energy. Say no without guilt. Stop reacting. Start responding. Be missed, not always available. Watch your self-talk and language. Remember, you also choose. Love yourself so deeply that mediocrity feels impossible to accept. Each of these keys is about one thing, self-respect. When you respect yourself, everything changes. The way you walk, the way you speak, the way you handle relationships, it all shifts. People feel your energy and they adjust how they treat you. Here's the truth. You are not here to be a backup plan. You're not an option. You're not someone's distraction when they're bored. You are a woman of value, and when you carry yourself that way, the world has no choice but to notice. Now I want you to think about which of these keys you need to apply first. Maybe it's setting stronger boundaries. Maybe it's focusing on building your own life. Or maybe it's as simple as changing the way you speak about yourself. Whatever it is, commit to taking one step today. And if this video reminded you of your power, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me which key hit you the hardest. Because remember, you're not an option, you are the luxury.